So I'm BrettGriffinYoung. I'm the International Outreach Associate here at Circle Surrogacy. So my son was born through the Circle program almost 8 years ago. He was born on New Year's Eve, 2009. When he was about 6 months old, I was so passionate about what we had done. My husband and I had always really wanted to be parents, never sure how we were going to do it, and when we finally decided to go for it, we turned to surrogacy, we found Circle, and we just found our whole experience to be so amazing that I wanted to share that with other people. I felt really, really passionate about wanting to help people through surrogacy. So I honestly believe that I've got the best job in the world. Often it doesn't feel like a job. To me, it's just the most amazing experience. I travel all over the world and I meet intended parents from all walks of life, from different nationalities, and I love the fact that I've developed relationships and friendships with so many of them, and I return to their home countries and their home cities on a regular basis, and now I feel like it's almost part of my extended family, and that I'm seeing babies being born. I've been doing this for nearly 8 years now, and I love the fact that when I go back to Oslo, for example, we have 50 intended parents turn up with babies, and I just spend my whole day cuddling babies, and that's my job. I mean, it's just the best job in the world. So I have 2 children. I have one child who I mentioned through surrogacy. I also have a daughter who we adopted. So I've experienced both surrogacy and adoption. And for me, it's just been the most amazing experience. And we're in the process now of working on number 3. We have some embryos ready to go. I'm waiting on a surrogate. Some people might think I'm insane, but I've always envisaged 3 children. In fact, I'd have more if my husband let me. But I think 3 is enough now. For me, it's the most amazing experience. And I just remember the day I returned to England with my son and my first day alone with him. People talk about a wave of emotion that hits you when you become a parent. And I was feeling a little anxious because I hadn't actually experienced that wave of emotion during the process in America when my son was born. It was so busy. There was lots of things to do, birth certificates and passports and get him home and so on. So this was my first time alone with him back in England. And the only way I can describe it was like a freight train hitting me in the chest. This emotion that just took over my whole body, where every fiber fell in love with this child. And I became this protective mama bear, for want of a better term, where I just realized then what it meant to love someone. I love my husband, but I love my children. My favorite part of my work at Circle is firstly that it doesn't feel like work. It really doesn't. And even the mundane routine stuff that I have to do every day, I know is in some way helping and moving somebody else's journey forward. And I do like that. I do like the fact that everything I do is involving helping someone realize their dream in some shape or form. So I work with amazing people. I have amazing intended parents. It's just not a job. So one of the things I find when I travel to all these different countries is the different cultures that are involved and helping them bridge that cultural difference between the United States and their home country, and helping those intended parents understand that this is not just their child, that this is somebody's grandchild, it's somebody's niece or nephew. There is an extended family here, and helping those intended parents realize that this affects so many more people than just themselves. And then I've got to also bear in mind that there are certain countries where surrogacy is perhaps not as accepted as it is in other countries, and helping those intended parents prepare for that and understand that they will come up against negativity in some way around it, when actually it's an incredibly positive thing to do. And what I absolutely love is when I return and I do get to meet the grandparents who initially had all those worries and concerns around surrogacy. They think it's the most amazing thing. I think of the most recent example at the moment is an intended parent couple from Ireland who initially their parents were a little worried about what this meant, actually going to the United States and making a baby and somebody else carrying that baby and so on. And now seeing the photos of grandparents cuddling their first grandchild, who they never thought they would ever have, is just amazing.